What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Ghost. So, self-reflection is key. Sometimes you gotta self-reflect about everything that you done been through in life in order to, for one, not make the same mistakes again, and for two, to just live in your truth to be able to tell your story. So, I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting for the past year. So, here's another one of them situations. So with that being said, let's jump into this video. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Ghost. So I'm sitting up here in Cali getting loaded, getting ready to head back east after. And I was just sitting up here thinking, because yesterday I talked to my homeboy Stan. Now Stan is the man. The reason why I'm making this video today is Stan, I met him at a shop in Phoenix. I would say maybe a year before he blessed me with this fleet. So Stan, he ran fuel, and he was very, very successful running fuel. And I remember when I first met him, you know how, fleet owners, they all get together, especially at the shops. Like, we all be seeing each other, and we'll sit down and talk to each other about, what we do in the industry, whether we haul cars, whether we run reefer, drive-in, flatbed, fuel, just all that. And at the time, Stan had, I want to say he had maybe 12 trucks. He had a shitload of trucks at the time. So that was like his, his bread and butter. He told me back then, like, he ran fuel out of Houston. And he had trucks placed all different points of the country. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I had my little thing going on with my trucks. And he was like, yeah, we exchanged numbers. So then, from time to time, we would chop it up with each other. So at the time, this was 2022. I had bought a truck from the mechanic in Phoenix, and I think I gave him like 5 G's or something like that for this truck. So when I got the truck, I realized the truck needed a shitload of work. So I couldn't use the truck just off the rip. I had to fix on it a little bit. And at the time, this is one of them situations where I really should have thought about it, should have really did crunch the numbers. I should have had my personal life under control before I decided to really dive into, getting more trucks and really expanding my fleet. Because at my yard at the time, I think I was paying for like 2 spots. So yeah, I think I was paying for 2 spots because I had it. My drive-in was there, and my my reefer was there. And I had the International, and I had one of my Cascadias, parked there. So, it is what it is. So I got a 3rd spot for this new truck that was coming. And so then I had ran into Stan. Actually, Stan had ran into my son's mother at a delivery. So, and he thought it was me, but it wasn't. And he was like, oh, when you see Ghost, tell him to get in contact with me. Call me. So I finally ran into him at the shop, and he was like, "Give me a call. I got a proposition for you." The proposition was Stan had 5 trucks because he was getting out of the business. He was just tired of all the regulations, the bullshit, the drivers, just the headache. He had 5 trucks that was paid for. It was a 2019 Cascadia. It was a 2016 Cascadia. It was a Peterbilt. I want to say it was a 579. And then it was another Cascadia. I think it was like maybe a 2010, something like that. But he had all these trucks, and they had been parked for a few months because his fuel contract had ended. And the way he explained it to me was, the fuel contracts, they were seasonal. So it was the off season, and his trucks had been sitting for a while. So he asked me if I wanted to, because the contract was going to be starting back up towards the end of the year. Because I guess the contract had went downhill because of something with the government. I guess with the wars and everything else, the contracts, they went downhill because of the political shit. So he was ready to just get out the business because he was tired of, the bullshit that comes with owning fleets and drivers and everything else. So he told me, he's like, hey, he's like, I like, how you move and how you operate when it comes to your trucks. Do you think that you could take on 5 trucks? And he's like, I'll phase them into you as you so on and so forth until this fuel contract kicks back up. I'll also link you up with the plug. Like, when I say this lady is the plug, when it comes to fuel and contracts, this lady's the plug. Like, oh my God. So me and her, we got in contact with each other, and she told me everything that I would need to get this fuel contract going. And so I basically started to get my trucks lined up. I got the trucks. I got like 5 more spots at the yard, so I could start reconditioning the trucks and getting them added on to like my insurance and just getting everything ready to have these trucks, put onto the fleet. So that's what I did. I just started putting everything in place so I could make this happen. And at the same time, I was dealing with a lot of personal bullshit. That was like, because I had left my son's mother because of situations that had went down, and the relationship had, played its course, which I'm going to get into that. That's a whole video coming. So, I talked to the fuel plug, and she told me everything that I would need. I would have to get my hazmat back again. So, I got everything set up to make all that happen. Because, getting contracts is something that's really easy for me. Maintaining them is pretty simple as long as I got the drivers and the good attitudes. Everything is cool. But like I said, my personal life really took a heavy toll on me when it came to my business. And it just became too much. And then a week before this fuel contract was about to pop off, because I had drivers, I had everything set up for it, I would have been making $12,000 a week per truck. And I was putting 5 trucks on to this contract. They would have been based out of, 3 of them were going to Houston. No, 2 was going to Houston. I had 1 was going to be in Phoenix. And I had 2 that were going to be in California. So I had everything strategically in position to make this happen. And then I was about to get my hazmat. I had set up for the class because, now you have to take a class and do all that to get your hazmat again. Because I had it and then I dropped it off my CDL. Then I was about to add it again, along with a bunch of other things that I just wanted. So I had set up my hazmat stuff, my live scan for my fingerprints and all that. And this was right, I think it was the week after Labor Day weekend I was supposed to go to get all that set up. And I ended up going to jail Labor Day weekend 2022. I got out, I called Stan, I let Stan know what was going on, and he was just like, bruh, he was like, you just fucked off everything. Like, everything. And he's like, I don't even think the fuel plug don't even want to deal with you. And like I said, it was between that and then my damn authority. One of my trucks had gotten into an accident. And that was just a whole shit. That was, if you watch The Final Blow, that was just a whole bunch of shit. Just everything was imploding. Everything. And I think my final trip I took with my authority, I went to Miami. I did a run to Miami, a reefer load, and then coming back, the fuel plug actually hooked me up with a load to get my ass back to Arizona. Thank God to her. But like she told me, she can't use me. She can't do anything. So, like I told Stan, I had to just give all the trucks back and hit. I took an L. I took a nasty L because I'm talking $12,000 a week. That's about. I did the numbers. It would have been like $240,000 a month. $240,000 a month. On top of, that's like $2.6 million a year. Like, I was so hurt when all that shit crashed and burned, all because my goddamn personal life, all because of the people I had in my life. Mind you, the last situation I had dealt with when it came to losing that type of money and dealing with that type of a loss was dealing with my homeboy and his crazy ass business deals in Cali. But that was like on some whole nother shit. This was personal shit. This was immaturity with people and with myself. Because it's like, I learned that, I make money. And I realize that I can make a lot of money very fast. And I have a good gift of being able to talk and create contracts and, make deals with people. But my goddamn personal life fucks me every single time when it comes to certain things. The people I associate with, the type of relationships I get involved with, it'd be a lot of immature ass people, and that's what caused me to lose a $2.6 million fuel contract and a fleet of 5 trucks. I had a turnkey situation and fumbled it, but it is what it is. It's all a lesson learned. So, that being said, be careful with who you hang around and who you associate with, because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't have your best interests. A lot of people aren't business minded and business oriented. So, you'll end up losing a lot of money and revenue based off of who you hang around. So, Love, peace, and prosperity, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Deuces.